The Trump presidency. President Trump is defending his decision to withdraw U.S. troops from Syria, leaving Turkey and Kurdish fighters to battle each other. Amid the escalating violence, hundreds of ISIS supporters have escaped from a detention camp where the U.S. allied Kurds had been holding them. CBS 4's Katherine Johnson has the details from the White House.
As Turkish forces pushed deeper into Syria, White House Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin says economic sanctions against Turkey are ready to go.
This is a complicated situation. A NATO ally, Turkey is a full member of NATO and an ally of ours, who is now fighting over border issues with the Kurds who have helped us with ISIS.
About 1,000 U.S. troops have been in northeast Syria fighting ISIS alongside the Kurds. With the U.S. pullback, Kurdish fighters have now reached a deal with Syria for help against Turkey. Amid the escalating violence, hundreds of ISIS supporters have escaped. In a tweet, President Trump said the Kurds may be releasing them to get the U.S. involved, adding they could easily be recaptured. The White House has said economic sanctions will destroy the Turkish economy, but even Republicans have a mixed reaction to the plan.
We're going to send a signal to Turkey that's unmistakable in the eyes of Erdogan and the world, and we're going to break his economy until he stops the bloodshed.
I think it is not necessarily going to prevent Turkey from doing what they're doing. This has been Turkey's dream for a long time, and the president basically gave the green light to do it.
In response to his critics, the president also tweeted, "The same people who got us into the Middle East mess are the people who most want to stay there." Katherine Johnson, CBS News, the White House.
The Pentagon would not give a timeline for the U.S. pullback, but said it would be done as safely and quickly as possible. Fiona Hill, President Trump's former Russia expert at the White House, arrived on Capitol Hill for closed-door testimony this morning. Hill is expected to tell lawmakers the president's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, and his ambassador to the European Union, Gordon Sondland, ran their own policies in Ukraine outside of the usual channels. CBS News learned the Justice Department is looking into whether Giuliani violated foreign lobbying regulations. The investigation stems from last week's arrest of Lev Parnas and Igor Fruman, who are charged with funneling foreign donations. Meanwhile, the whistleblower whose report exposed President Trump's Ukrainian phone call leading to the official impeachment inquiry may not be coming to Capitol Hill. This morning, the president tweeted, quote, "We must determine the whistleblower's identity to determine why this was done to the USA."